everybody. We're back again at Nerds at the Round Table. We're here at Samurai Comics in Mesa, Arizona. And we're here with special guest Bryce Squires from Phoenix Comic-Con. Tell us a little bit about what you do with Phoenix Comic-Con.
I'm the street team coordinator for Phoenix Comic-Con. My job is being able to have a great time going out to each and every store's different events themselves and also distributing our Phoenix Comic-Con booklet.
Awesome. And we have the manager of Samurai Comics. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Justin Blair. I've been here for coming on like 7 months. I was the Chandler Atomic Comics store manager and basically got hired right into this and just been doing that since that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Terrible for your workman's comp, though.
Yeah, right. Unemployed all of 3 days.
Oh, 3 days.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, thank you so much for having us here
thank
today.
you.
And today we're going to talk about the new issues that came out. What do you got for us?
Of kind of one of the bigger ones with the Avengers Extinction ending. I've been up and down on it the whole time, but it ended really well and has some really big character beats with like Cable and Hope. And because I think X-Men versus Avengers is going to be such a big deal that's going to reset a lot of things possibly, I think it's really important to make sure you know how it's starting, and it's all starting at this.
Now, if the Avengers are fighting the X-Men, who's fighting the bad guys? Who's protecting the public?
Pretty much nobody. It's Civil War all over again.
It's a free-for-all.
Right.
You got any opinions on this, Brian?
Yeah, I just wonder what the actual budget from most of the superhero have for local law enforcement. Do they not have any because there's so many villains or so many superheroes
They're
running
being
around?
put out of a job.
They're being put out of a job. Are they actually finally getting into a job? Is there now a hiring boom that the superheroes are fighting against each other? And, do they have a Thunderdome? I'd love to be able to see a last man standing Thunderdome, magical chainsaws type thing going on with the Marvels versus the Avengers. Maybe they could all take, Wolverine claws. Maybe that'd be a weapon of choice. Or
X-Men versus Avengers. Thunderdome. Well, Spider-Man. Does he have time for this? Because he also has the whole Fantastic Four thing going on.
Well, you can make the argument for Wolverine two's on like 4 teams, so
They never sleep.
Yeah.
Never. All right. Great. So, Bri, what you got for us? What were you looking at this week?
Right now, I've just recently looked at Voodoo Child, and Voodoo Child is really cool. Selvin Sifu Haynes has actually been the editor-in-chief for Source Magazine for a number of years, and this is his first book. It's a really, really well-written book. The narration on it is just fantastic. It has a very strong film noir story about voodoo, about events happening after Katrina, introduces a really great heroine that has absolutely no clue as to what she's stumbling in on. It's a great story.
I looked through this a little bit. I like that it's in New Orleans. I really like the art.
yeah.
I think they did a very good job drawing her as a typical woman. You don't see anything spectacular about her. She's wearing a hoodie and jeans, running across all these horrible things. Bodies strewn everywhere. You see emotion in her face. Yet she's drawn very, very well.
I mean, it's just a good.
I think it's
Vertigo
definitely, it's definitely something to look into. There's also a variant cover on this. Very beautifully done. I can't complain. I say give it a shot. I looked at Smoke and Mirrors from IDW. This was interesting. It seemed like magic was an everyday, ordinary thing. It's normal to say abracadabra, brush my teeth, and it happens. But yet there's something wrong with it too.
Right.
Telepathy is illegal. There's your secret, dirty downtown area where, bad magicians are, and our main character runs into that situation, which looks like it's going from there. The very, very beginning, honestly, was so boring. The guy looks like his shirt's on backwards. He looks like he's wearing a backwards jacket. We're gonna zoom in on this at some point here. It looks like he's wearing his clothes on wrong. Or his head's on backwards. The first thing when I opened this up, I'm saying, oh, his head's on backwards. Maybe that's the trick. Oh, wait. No, it just looks weird.
It does look weird, and I can understand that they're trying to present like a Steve Jobs-esque character, but on the same end, even Steve had a little bit of a paunch, and they totally lost it because it literally looks
Because
like
this is
he's
his
leaning
back.
back. Yeah, you've got not pectorals, you've got shoulder blades going on, and the colorist I think was trying to be able to cover up that as best they possibly could, but it was seriously a lack of drawing skills on that. I personally think the concept itself is really endearing. But the major question is that if magic is present in everything, is magic not? Meaning, like, if you have magic for everything, does magic now become commonplace? I mean, is it not magical anymore? Is it not special?
That's kind of the feeling that I got. I kind of got the feeling that magic and technology were one. The way that we think of technology, magic and technology are combined in this reality here. But like I said, the first couple of pages are just mind-numbing. But then you find out it's supposed to be that way.
Right.
Because our main character is bored out of his friggin' skull. And you see him rolling his eyes. So then you see, okay, there's a point to this. Which is always a good thing, I think, to do something different for a purpose.
Well, it makes the payoff bigger if it starts smaller and builds its way to it instead of just giving you everything at one time.
I don't know. I personally am a big fan of comic books themselves that can get me the hook within the first 2 pages. If the hook itself is present and strong, it's going to engage me as a greater reader.
Now, I agree with you, but in this particular case, like I said, I start reading, I'm bored, but I'm looking at the characters. I'm looking at this boy, and he's bored. And that's what intrigued me, is that you've got this boring comic, but the character is bored himself. So you know that there's a reason for it. And that's kind of, I thought it was interesting.
Well, I mean, different pacing's good. Like, I really like Wolverine and the X-Men right now, and it's real just like, here's a comic book, have fun. There's not too serious, not too dark, here's just the stuff. So sometimes it's also nice to have something that's paced almost completely different.
Yeah.
Because I love Wolverine and the X-Men, but I wouldn't want every book to be like that. I need some stuff that's a little slower, a little darker, a little bit more just giving you bits and pieces as you're going.
And I think that was done here. It was very interesting. I see this more as a novel style, as far as that pace goes. So I definitely think it's worth looking at. Both of these characters are very important, and it's important the way that they connect with each other. Cover kind of says it all. I also looked at Silver Star. I didn't really put a lot into this, but I did find it interesting. You're looking at this girl, you think, she's a Silver Star. She's not. So take a look at it. This is number 4, and you could start from here. There's got to be some backstory in the first 3, but it's definitely, I'm not gonna ruin it for you. Take a look at it. So, any opinions? This is actually Jack Kirby, and it's Alex Ross. So
it's using old Kirby stuff. I mean, it's not him himself, but if you
Okay.
like him, it's stuff
Oh, yeah, the
that's
concepts and
diverged from
characters.
him. And
Yeah.
Alex Ross is the cover, but I mean, Alex Ross is pretty cool, so.
No, Alex Ross did the art direction and the story.
Oh, nice.
And he did 50% of the cover.
Okay.
So if you're a Kirby or Ross fan, take a look. You got one more thing for us?
Last one, the 0 issue of Hoax Hunters, which is spinning out of Hack Slash, so if you like Hack Slash, you might as well at least check it out. But it's a cool premise because they're a TV show that covers like cryptids like Bigfoot and ghosts and aliens, and the TV show is them being like, nah, this isn't real, we've totally debunked it, but in reality they're actually dealing with these things because they're real and they hide them. So if you like stuff like Destination Truth or Ghost Hunters, you might as well take a look at it.
When you mentioned that, I really thought it was interesting, but I gotta say, I'm not impressed with the art. I think the art is a little high school.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do it for me. The cover is not interesting enough to grab me, but the concept is, because
the
you've got
concept's
these
fun.
birds and the suit. I think the art could have been better.
The cover itself reminds me of an album art. I could have sworn I've seen that exact same piece concept that has now turned into a comic
Looks like it'd
book.
be like a Pink Floyd cover or something.
Yeah.
So, I think you're right. It's worth it. It's a 0 issue.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept. So, all right. Well, that's all we got here for you today at Nerds at the Round Table. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much,
No
Justin,
problem.
for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Bri. We're going to see you at Phoenix Comic Con. Are you going to be at Phoenix Comic Con?
Yeah, I don't know if I personally will be there, but there will be a booth.
There will be a booth.
Yes.
And you will be there, right?
Maybe.
You're a manager of a comic book store. You can't miss it.
I don't know.
Come for a day.
I'll at least try it.
All right. With that, we'll see you next week. Easy Power Girl, Kara Nicole, and I am here with Bri Squires from Phoenix Comic Con. How you doing, Bri?
Doing great.
Thank you so much for being here. So, tell me real quick, what do you do for Phoenix Comic Con?
I'm the street team coordinator. I basically head out to promote our convention itself, grassroots level, going off to different parties and events themselves and promoting the con.
I did one. I was at your Geeks Night Out, right?
Yeah, that was great.
That was
really
so
great.
awesome. And you were dressed up. Loved it. I wasn't the only one in costume. Who were you?
It's a Jedi.
You're a Jedi. We're going to find those pictures. We're going to post them all over the internet. Okay, so Phoenix Comic Con coming up. Power Girl on the cover. Awesome. So, tell us, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm really excited about this year because this year we're having awesome attendance numbers themselves coming in. We are about 48% above last year's record for memberships themselves already coming in. And because of that, we have sold out the Hyatt. Hyatt,
Oh my gosh.
gone. All of our rooms, completely gone.
Well, and I heard that all your tables, all of your booths, everything gone. Completely
Absolutely.
sold out.
We are full.
And then last year, I remember I was there last year. It was my first con. It was awesome. And the fire marshal got involved, and they had to stop letting people in.
They had to let people themselves kind of slowly come in. It wasn't actually a direct stop because there were so many people themselves that wanted to hang out in the exhibitor floor. We had a population control density thing going on. We just didn't have, there was some really cool stuff going on at that time. We had a lot of people, a lot of guests themselves that wanted to be able to get their signatures. And it just, we needed to be able to let the place cool down just a little bit. So.
Cool. Okay, so I know we've got the 25th anniversary of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we have here for that?
We've got the man, William Shatner.
No,
Okay. Yeah.
never.
Absolutely. William Shatner's going to be there, but more importantly, because it's 25-year anniversary of Next Gen, we've got the majority of the cast from Next Gen, including Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
That's right. I totally
He's
forgot about
knighted.
that. He is knighted. Awesome. Okay, and then you've got Geordie LaForge. You've got
Yeah, LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton.
We've got Michael Dorn, Mara Skiris, and Brent Spiner are all going to be in there. Spiner.
Yeah, Brent Spiner. I actually saw him in Albuquerque. Pretty
Very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, very cool. So we've got that going on. There's Walking Dead. John Bernthal's going to be here.
John Bernthal is going to be here.
I heard something happened in the Walking Dead. with
Can we
him.
say spoilers?
Spoiler alert?
Okay, man, honestly, a great performance by him this last season. Loved him to death, literally.
Literally, he's gone. We loved
Yeah.
you. Sorry, man. But you know what? Now his autograph's worth more.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so-
Most expensive zombie out there.
Yes. Okay, so we've got so much going on this year. Give me a real quick rundown. We've got comic books, we've got movie stars, we've got TV stars.
We've got hours and hours of programming on top of all that. Besides having some really great guests in all of our different fields, anime, sci-fi, horror, literature, comic books, George Perez. I love George Perez. Some really fantastic people themselves that are going to be coming out here. But on top of that, we have some really great evening programming that's going to be going on. And get this.
Party all weekend.
And it's
Don't
covered
even go
with
home.
the membership. It's covered with the membership. You don't have to pay anything extra itself to come into any of our extra events.
Really?
Yeah.
No, wait a minute, because last year they charged for Geek Prom.
Yeah. Covered.
No.
Covered.
Awesome! Yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be a steampunk.
Steampunk Ball. We've got
Ball.
a sci-fi walk going on there. A sci-fi party going on Thursday night. We've got a High School of the Dead after party for the zombie beauty pageant and zombie walk. So it's going to be hours of zombies. You got a zombie walk, a zombie beauty pageant, and then you got a High School of the Dead party. Awesome.
Now, last year, if I remember correctly, I think there was like a fetish thing going on. No?
No.
I kind of thought there was, and I was like, well, wait a minute. It's a Comic-Con, and so I wasn't sure.
No, we're always a family-friendly
Okay,
event.
that's what I thought. Family friendly. Thank you, Bryce Squires. Thank you
No
for
problem.
being with us. We're definitely going to keep in touch. We're going to be at all your events.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you.
See you guys.
Store manager from Samurai Comics in Mesa. A couple things coming up for Avengers versus X-Men. Us versus the Phoenix Store. On the day it comes out, April 3rd, we are going to represent the Avengers. The Phoenix Store is X-Men, so come out to the side you want to support. There should be graphic novels for both those titles in abundance that day. As well, May 5th, Free Comic Book Day, is a mini kind of Comic-Con, and we're having tons of really big people in the industry. As well, being a big Doctor Who fan, I met some guys that built a full-size remote-controlled Dalek that will be driving around the store all day. Additionally, we have about a month, 2 months, until we move into the old space that was Atomic Comics Mesa, and then we'll get everything fleshed out and finished and rolling on a full level, as opposed to we've been sitting in the middle ground for a while now. But cool, big stuff coming in the next 3 months consistently.